Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Ariel's Friends today. I am so excited for my guest. Her name is AnGele Cade. She has been one of the most influential and inspirational people in my life. I go to her about pretty much all of my advice because she literally knows everything there is about business and business advice. I am so ready for you guys to meet her. She's like Yoda. Her name is AnGele Cade, and without further ado, here she comes. Hi AnGele, how are you today?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'm so excited to have you here to explain to everyone how to start a successful business.
Well, I think the key is really in your question. The reality is that a lot of people might have the inspiration or aspirations to start a business, but I think the problem that people have is they don't really start. They don't really ramp up and begin the process, begin the things that they need to do, the research, the investment, all of the things involved in actually starting a business. So for me, it's realizing when a person comes in, are they willing to do what it's going to take to start the business? And it really starts with them investing in themselves. They think, oh, I want to start this thing and, I just have this idea. Well, beyond an idea, you have to make it tangible. You have to start the process of executing the objectives towards the successful business. But if you're not clear on what that is, if you're not willing to invest in it, if you're not willing to put the time in it, how do you expect anyone else to line up and give you what you're asking for in that business? So it really starts with you not only having the passion and the thought behind the resources you need to start the business, but it's you actually doing the action of moving forward.
How many businesses have you started?
So personally, over the last, I would say 20 years, I've probably started at least 20 businesses. I have 4 strategic partners. So as far as right now, functioning businesses, I have 4. And I also run a nonprofit.
So what are the steps that someone would take from having the initial idea to actually starting the business?
So the first step is making sure that you capture that idea into a tangible format by writing it down. A lot of times people come in and they have this idea or this inspiration or this vision, but it's not real because they didn't write it down on paper. So the first step is write it down, make it clear, explain it, put it down in a few sentences. If you can't explain it clearly to someone, then how can you be sure that someone else can grasp it or understand it? And then step 2 would be to take the plan that you've written down and begin to organize the team or the groups or the people that you need to help execute the plan. The reality is that no one does anything by themselves. There's this illusion or there's this false idea that's out there that says, oh, it's your idea, you've got to do everything by yourself and you've got to come up with all of it by yourself. No, people do a lot of crowdfunding, they do a lot of sourcing with their friends, they do soundboarding, they do focus groups. It's okay to get your community involved. Begin to share and tell people what you're doing. That way you can get people to buy in, support you, even partner with you to help take that to the next level. Step 3 is actually in your doing. There's a clear scripture in the Bible, and it basically says faith without works is dead. And it just basically means that you can have the passion or the idea that you're going to do something, but if you don't put the work behind it, how is it going to be executed? So the thing is after you've written the plan, you've involved your community, you've got your network in place, now you've got to actually do the steps, actually execute the idea. That means actually make the product, print the t-shirt, sell the idea, work your service, get a client, start to receive some money, begin to work the business. Step 4, after you begin to feel out what it means to do the work in the world, now you have an idea about maybe what type of structure you want. People have this structural conversation, a lot of times too late. It's like saying that you want to move cross country, but you want a cute little Corvette. You've got to have the right vehicle to take you where you want to go. Is it a corporation? Is it an LLC? Is it a nonprofit? Is it is it an S Corp, C Corp? Whatever it is, make sure the structure is right.
So you've listed 4 steps so far. Actually writing down your idea, using your network, 3, actually doing and making the product, and 4, structuring it properly. What's the final phase to bring it all together?
The final phase, which is one of my favorite, is to be ready to receive the money. You know, after all of those basic things, that basic foundation is in place, a lot of times people go out in the world and they have this idea, and then when someone says, okay, well, who do I write the check to? And then now they're scrambling to figure that part out, or they're now going to contemplate the tax consequence of the deal they're engaging in. You want to be step 5, you always want to be ready to receive the money. The only reason to be in business is to count the money.
I love that. Earlier you mentioned using your network and not being afraid to go outside of doing everything yourself. You said looking into possibly getting a partner. Sometimes people hear that word partner and partnership and they get a little scared, a little afraid it's not going to work out. Do you have anything to say about that?
I do. You know, over the years we've consulted with a lot of partnerships, husband and wife team, siblings, friends, even strangers that have come in and for various reasons wanted to partner together on a business or a venture or an investment. And when I say partnership, there's different ways to engage in partnership. And it's very scary for a lot of people because it feels very vulnerable. If I engage with this partner, then I'm giving something up. I tell people all the time, look, partnership is not 50-50. Partnership is 100-100. That means as a partner, if we represent the one business that we're doing together, when you're out in the world, everything that you do reflects the partnership. So we're actually representing each other. So it's not 50-50, it's 100-100.
So you said a partnership is 100 and 100. Can you think of some real world examples of that?
You know what, I can, in the sense of there's so many people that we see mainstream that are the face of something, but the reality is that there's partners behind them. A lot of people don't realize, you know, Warren Buffett has a partner, but you might not ever even know his name, which is okay. You know, I wouldn't mind being that silent partner. Hey, you go out there, you do that thing, and then I'll sit back here and I'll collect the checks and do what I need to do. And then there's some that are obviously more public, you know, more strategic. So we could look at even like a David and Victoria Beckham, or we look at, you know, just again, these couples that are mainstream. You know, right now we could look at even like Beyonce and Jay-Z, a power couple, a conglomerate, this enterprise that they've built in music and other businesses and other ventures and other things that they have going on. But the reality is that they come together and they strategize how things are going to be executed for the betterment of their enterprise. And that's the type of partnerships that you want to see, a partnership that you can leverage. It's beyond the relationship or the love. It's about what's going to be best for the enterprise that we're building.
If people want to get in touch with you for their business consulting purposes, how can they get in touch with you?
They can definitely go to our website. It's execonthego.com, and our company is right here in Los Angeles. It's Executive on the Go Inc., and so you can definitely find us. So go to our site, give us a call, schedule an appointment. If you give us a call and mention that you saw this episode of Ariel's Friends, then we'll be sure to give you a free, whoever calls, we'll give them a free initial consultation just for mentioning it, and we can sit down and talk through hopefully anything we can do to help with their business venture.
AnGele, thank you so much for coming today. I am so excited for what else you have coming next, and I am just so thankful and grateful for you coming by Ariel's Friends. Cheers.